goodness gracious. Okay, so finding what we need for our practice today, grabbing whatever you need. If you use blocks, grabbing those blocks, strap, anything that you use to help. And then eye pillow for final relaxation when we get there. But we're sitting in our chair, sitting at the center or front edge of our chair, trying to engage our core. And oh yeah, let's begin by rolling our shoulders back. So let's go ahead and roll that out. Ooh. Good. Very nice. And let's go ahead and roll those shoulders the other way. Rolling that forward. And let's shrug those shoulders up to the ears and then release them down. Let's do that again. Shrug that up and release that down. And one more time, shrug that up and then release that down. Drop our chin down towards our chest. Good. Oh, and maybe your arms or your hands are resting on your thighs, or maybe they are by your sides and you're letting them dangle. The dangling actually feels pretty good for the back of that neck. Let's lift our head center, take our eyes to the ceiling. Good, drop our chin back to chest. And take our eyes to sky. And chin to chest. And eyes to sky. And chin to chest. And eyes to sky. Good, bring our head back to center. Let's look over to the right. Think about that chin going over towards that right shoulder. Ooh, and maybe relaxing that opposite side or thinking about even making that left arm heavier. That feels good. And then turning the other way, now looking left. Same thing with this side. Make that right arm heavier. Cool. Bring that back to center. Drop our chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder. And just enjoy that, the half neck circle here. And you can go as slow as you want, or it can be quick, but you can slow that down and articulate every piece of that movement of that neck half circle. Maybe you've got some tightness going on in your neck, traps, base of your skull. Go ahead and drop that chin back to chest. Lift that head up to center. Roll our shoulders back. Roll those shoulders forward. Let's add in a sun breath here. Let's inhale and sweep this up. And exhale that out. Good. Inhale and sweep this up. And as we exhale, let's either clasp the back of the chair or clasp your hands behind you, wherever your mobility is letting you go at the beginning of the practice today. Your mobility might let you go further later, but right now you might be like, I'm just gonna hold on to the back of the chair. So just listen to your body, go with it. Remember, we don't want pain, but comfortably uncomfortable, that's kind of where we want to live. It's a good place to be. Let's inhale deeply here and exhale it out. Good, we can release those arms, shake that out. Inhale and sweep this up and exhale that out. Inhale and sweep. Let's drop our right hand down. Reach over with the left. Let's lean this over. Such a good lean. And breathe. Nice. Inhale and sweep this up. And let's drop that left hand down. Lean with the right. So we're leaning over to the left, but with our right arm. Leading. Leaning, leading. Breathe. Inhale it here. And exhale it out. Inhale, sweep this up. As we exhale, again, let's clasp behind or hold on to the back of the chair. Open that up. Look to the left. Go ahead and look to the right. Back to center, drop our chin to chest. And lift that head to center. Eyes to sky. Good. Back back to neutral. Release our arms. Inhale and sweep this up. Let's go ahead and do a dive down and over. So let's do a seated forward fold, just a baby one right there. Oh, that feels good. And then inhale and sweep this up. Good. As we exhale, let's drop our left hand to our right thigh. And let's reach that right hand back behind us, the back of the seat of the chair. And that feels extra good on that spine, that torso. Breathe it here. Inhale. And exhale that out. Bring this to center. Inhale and sweep this up. Do that little forward fold, a little one. And then sweep this up here. As we exhale, let's drop our right hand to our left thigh. Left hand reaches for the back of the chair. Oh, these back of the chair things where we hold the back of the chair for leverage on our spinal twist. So good. And breathe it. It's just that extra, because when we don't use the chair and we just use a normal spinal twist, that we aren't holding on to anything to get that extra little leverage in there. That's, yeah, one of the reasons why I love doing the chair yoga, because we get to do deeper twists, deeper folds, deeper things that we wouldn't normally do in a regular practice. Good, bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep this up. Let's dive it down and over again. So forward fold it, dive it down and over. And then big inhale up. Let's keep our arms up, reach up through our fingers towards the ceiling. Oh, and let's walk those legs over to the right. Let's take our hands to the back of the seat of the chair. And like I was just talking about that leverage, use it. Now you get to use both of those hands to twist that torso. Glutes are planted into the seat of the chair. That feels very good. Let's add in the breath to add even more of opening, an opening for our muscles, our tendons, our joints. Let's inhale it here and exhale that out. And a big deep inhale here and exhale it out. Nice. Reach up through those arms, lengthen up through our fingers. Let's walk our legs over to the other side. Same thing. Take those hands to the top of the back of the seat of the chair. Use that leverage. Love it. And let's breathe it here. Inhale it deeply. Exhale it out. Big deep inhale. And exhale it out. Very nice. Good. Let's reach those arms back up. Walk our legs back to center. Let's forward fold it again. Let's take this up, dive it down, and over. Let's add in our hands on our blocks. Let's inhale and lengthen. So let's get a nice long spine. Oh, love that. And then exhale, release. Inhale and sweep this up. Release our arms to our sides. Good. Roll our shoulders back and roll those shoulders forward. Very nice. Drop our chin to chest. And take our eyes to sky. Good. Bring our hands right there, fingers facing in towards one another. And we're going to do some seated cat and cow, just this beginning one. And then we're going to add in those arms and we'll do the cat and cow. But we've got our hands, fingers facing towards the inside. Let's go ahead and round our spine. So just a nice rounded spine here, making a rounding back. And then let's press those hands into those sides, or kind of, but open up that chest. And we arch that back. So go ahead and round this here and then open this up. And rounding this here. And on your opening, inhale, exhale and round. Inhale and open, exhale and round. Now let's bring that spine neutral and straight. Now we can lift up our arms, make some fists, roll our knuckles in. That feels good on those wrists, on those forearms. And then that exaggerated bicep curl. And here we go with that seated cat and cow again. I'm actually going to scoot forward a little bit more so I have a little bit more of, that opening. All right, so let's go ahead and open this here, arching that back. And then round this elbows together. So let's inhale and open. Exhale and round. Inhale and open. Exhale and round. Inhale and open. And exhale and round. Very good. Back to a neutral spine, neutral back. Open that up. Press those palms down. Good. Roll our shoulders back. Roll that forward. All right. Now we're going to add in our seated sun salutations. So everything's ready here. Let's inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Nice forward fold. I didn't see it earlier because we were just doing quick forward folds, but if you need a pillow between your belly and thighs, if you have some low back issues, or if you've got some other stuff going on and you need that rest there, then always feel free to put a rolled up blanket or a pillow on your thighs, between your belly and your thighs. Let's inhale and lengthen through our arms, lengthen through our spine. So our hands are right there on our blocks or on your shins. If you aren't using blocks or whatever you use, if you've got handles, some people use the handles, like the push-up handles, you can use those too. But we're lengthening here and then release this. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Oh, that's a nice deflate right there. Inhale it and exhale, release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Let's hold our lengthened arms here. You can exhale while we're holding. Let's press our right hand into block. Lift our left arm up. And maybe your arm can't lift up. That's okay. You can put your hand to your rib, your lowest rib right here, or onto your waist. Or you can have it back behind you. Just depending, again, on where your shoulder mobility and flexibility are at. And breathe. Good, let's release this. Relax. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Let's stay with that left arm lifting again. So let's press our right hand into that block and let's lift that left arm up once again. Ooh, yeah, maybe there's a little bit more mobility just because it's done this before. It's waking up that neural pathway. That's what we do a lot. That's why we do these movements over and over too, because we're either waking up those neural pathways or building new ones to show that, yes, we can keep doing this over and over, and then we make new maps in our brain for what we're doing. Let's go ahead and release that. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. This time, let's keep our left hand on block and let's lift that right arm up. Oh, yeah. This side. I should be starting on this side every once in a while. Oh, it feels like I have so much less. I don't think I do visually, but my internal feeling, my interoception and my proprioception, I feel like it doesn't open up as much. Let's breathe here. Inhale and exhale. Good. Release that down. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Hold this here. Let's go ahead and take that left hand again, press it into the block. Right arm lifts up. Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, and breathe. Inhale it and exhale it. Again, inhale deeply. And exhale. It is more difficult on this side. The other side, I could hold it for a really long time. This side, I'm like, is it done yet? And release this down. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Bring our hands to prayer. Exhale those hands to heart. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Bring our hands to prayer. Exhale our hands to heart. Inhale, lift this up again. Exhale, dive it down and over. These nice seated sun salutations. I love them. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Bring our hands to prayer. Exhale those hands to heart. All right, keep it right here. Let's sit it up tall. And like I automatically I'm scooting back. So I need to scoot back forward because we're going to do our hinge with that twist. So let's twist to the right first today. Let's inhale it deeply here. And exhale, hinge at those hips, and let's twist to the right. Oh. So let's take that left elbow or you're aiming that left elbow for that right thigh. If you can't get there, if your waist is very tight, or you've got some other issues going on, it's okay. That's just the goal that we're trying to get to, or tricep to our thigh. Elbow to the thigh or tricep to the thigh. Maybe you are super duper bendy and you can do this really twisty twist, or maybe not, but you're gonna get the benefits no matter what. Breathe it here, inhale, and exhale out. Whew. Good, let's bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, lengthen through those arms. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep this up. Bring those hands to prayer. Exhale our hands to heart. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So on that left side, let's inhale it deeply here. Sit up tall. As we exhale, let's hinge at those hips and twist it to the left. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Again, very normal if one side is easier than the other. Just awareness is also good to know that and to be like, huh, okay, maybe I need to spend more time doing this specific pose for both sides. You don't want to spend it just on one side, on the tough side. You have to do it equally on both sides, but maybe for a little bit longer. Breathe it. And let's bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep our arms up. And let's release our arms to our sides. Very nice. All right, leg time. So let's lengthen our legs. Find ourselves in our staff pose, one of our most difficult poses that we do in our practice. We've got those nice long arms, long legs. And let's go ahead and breathe it here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Big deep inhale and exhale it out. One more time. Big deep inhale and exhale it out. Let's release our arms. You can hold on to the side of the chair or hands to thighs, whatever works best for you. Let's go hamstring curl and leg extension. We've got 8. Curl this in and extend. There's 7. Curl this in and extend. There's 6. Curl this in and extend. There's 5. Curl this in and extend. There's 4. Curl this in and extend. There's 3. Curl this in and extend. There's 2. Curl this in. And we're going to hold our next extension. Hold that. Go ahead and point those toes. Hold our pointed toes. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and breathe. And flex our feet. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Good, and breathe. And go ahead and point and flex and point and flex. And if your legs are on fire, yay, mine are too. And point and flex and point and flex. Very nice. Let's go ahead and release our left leg, scoot ourselves forward a little bit, keep our right leg lifted, lean ourselves back into a single leg boat right here. Good, so this is for the core. This is especially getting our hip flexor and our quadricep right here. Let's breathe it, inhale and exhale it out. One more time, big deep inhale and exhale it out. Good, let's take our right ankle to our left thigh. So our first figure 4, first piriformis stretch. Outer hip. Every time I think, oh, it's going to be better this time. It's never better. But it's good. It's that good pain. I don't know. It's one of those questions that I'm going to ask God. God, what about those hip flexors? What about that piriformis stretch? All right. So just sitting ourselves up tall. We don't have to have that great posture yet. We will when we get to the back of the chair. but we're just saying hello, waking this up, getting this ready. And breathing. And he'll be like, those hip flexors are super important. That's what like gets you upstairs and that's what gets you doing things. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess. All right, let's lean it back against the back of the seat of the chair. Or sitting up tall, nice and tall against the back of the seat of the chair, our ankle on our thigh. Let's inhale it deeply. And exhale, hinge this forward. So finding that hinge to where your shoulders aren't rounding, you didn't lose your alignment, your spinal alignment. We've got this nice long spine here. We've got our shoulders down and back. We've got our chest forward and leading, and then sit ourselves up tall again. Let's inhale it deeply here. And exhale, hinge this forward right before you start to round. Good. Let's inhale it up tall. And exhale, hinge. Inhale it up tall. And exhale, hinge. And inhale it up tall. And exhale, hinge. Good. Bring this up tall again. Take our hand, our left hand, into our right thigh. Let's go and twist. Twist it to the right and breathe. Breathe it here. And then let's twist it to the left. Oh, yeah. Very good. Good. Let's bring this back to center. And let's go ahead before we go into our our shoelace, because I'm thinking of tying a shoelace bow, our shoelace. Before we get into there, actually, yes. Let's go shoelace first, and then we'll go into the other one. All right. So let's go shoelace first. Let's go heel to the corner, right heel to the left corner of our chair. Let's go ahead and wrap our left arm around. Goodness. If you can. If you are super tight, if you've got a really tight hip or really tight, if you got glute stuff or you can be holding on to that ankle. Also, I don't show this enough either. If you're having one of those days where you're like, this just isn't working, get yourself down up against the wall. You can do all of this up against the wall if you need that even extra support. If you're like, I can't, normally I can, but I can't. Use the wall. That is the beauty of doing this in your house. You can use whatever you need to use to get your poses in and to get that stretching in. So use that wall. It still does the job. Good. All right, let's twist it the other way. Very good. And breathe. You can do your whole practice up against the wall if you need to at any point, and then just go back to the chair, or because life happens, things happen, injuries happen, sickness happens. So use that wall. Good. Let's bring ourselves back to center. Very nice. All right, now let's go ahead and cross this. Let's scoot ourselves forward and let's take those arms out. Reach our arms out. Let's give ourselves a big hug with our right arm over our left arm. So let's hug, reach our fingers for our spine. So give yourself that nice big hug right there. And then let's glue our elbows together, backs of the hands together, or if you want to go even further, you can wrap that. Sometimes wrapping doesn't work, and that's okay. Sometimes there's inflammation going on in the body where it's like, oh, that's not working today, and that's okay. It happens. And then if you can, begin to start wrapping that foot around your right foot around your left ankle. And again, if that doesn't work either, imagine that you have super glue on the blade of your foot and you're gluing it just to the outside of your opposite leg. So that right blade is glued to our left shin, outside of the shin or the calf or the ankle. Let's breathe it here. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale it here and exhale. So many things are engaged here that you might not even realize. Like I am feeling my inner thighs squeezing like crazy. Good. Let's open those arms, release that down. And then we can go ahead and uncross those legs. Shake that out. Very nice. All right, we are pretty much all the way forward already because we were in that eagle. Let's keep ourselves forward because we've got staff pose again. Let's lengthen through our legs, reach up through our arms, breathe it here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Again, big deep inhale and exhale it out. And one more time, big deep inhale and exhale it out. We can release our arms down. And let's go hamstring curl, leg extension. So let's curl this in and extend it out. There's 8. Curl this in and extend. There's 7. Curl this in and extend. There's 6. Curl this in and extend. There's 5. Curl this in and extend. There's 4. Curl this in and extend. There's 3. Curl this in and extend. There's 2. Curl this in and let's hold this extension. Go ahead and point those toes and flex those feet. And we'll do a quicker one on this side. Point those toes, flex those feet, point those toes, flex those feet, point those toes, flex those feet, point those toes and flex those feet. Very good. We can release our right leg, scoot ourselves forward, and let's go into that single-legged boat. Quad and hands up. Breathe it here. Inhale and exhale it out. Big deep inhale and exhale it out. Very good. All right. We can bring that leg up to that. For that piriformis stretch, figure 4 stretch, maybe find your hinge here. You've got a few seconds. You've got more than a few seconds to just like get okay with this. Yep. Yeah, to say hello, to wake this up, to say, yeah, that's where we're going now. We're gonna be working on that hip flexor, on that outer thigh, glute. Good. Ooh-wee. Very nice. All right, now let's go ahead and move this back. And we're going to add in that really nice posture that we're sitting ourselves up tall with that breath. So let's inhale it deeply here. As we exhale, let's hinge this forward, keep that nice alignment. Oh, this side. And use your breath. Again, let's inhale it deeply. And exhale, hinge. And inhale it deeply. And exhale, hinge. And inhale it deeply. And exhale, hinge. Wonderful. Very good. Let's bring this back to that nice, tall, neutral spine. And let's go ahead and take this into that half shoelace. So let's take our heel. Left heel goes to the right corner of the chair. Let's wrap that arm around and twist. Twist it to the left. Good. Breathe it here. Inhale and exhale. Good. Let's twist it the other way. The other way. And breathe this here. And bring this back to center and giving that a nice big hug. Good. All right. So let's go ahead and cross that leg, scoot ourselves forward and open our arms. Yay. All right. So we had our right over our left. Now we're going to go left over right with that arm. Give yourself a nice big hug. Reach our fingers towards that spine. That's such a good stretch right there too. Just walking those fingers to your spine. Oh, amen. And if you want to begin to wrap that leg, you can. And then let's go ahead and open that upward glute. We've glued our elbows together and either the backs of the hands, or you can wrap with those arms too. So we're finding our eagle pose. Our nice, strong eagle. Let's inhale it here. Inhale. And exhale it out. That feels good. Let's inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. We're going to do one more breath. I can't remember if we did 3 on the other side, but we're going to do 3 over here. Let's inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Whew, very nice. Let's go ahead and open the arms up. We can release our arms and we can release those legs. Shake that out. Very nice. Just bring ourselves over to our left side of the chair. I am going to move my chair forward and we're going to go into our supported crescent. So let's bring that leg behind us, back leg behind us, left leg behind us, right leg is in front of us, knee is bent. This wonderful crescent pose. Back heel is lifted, just like if you were to do a crescent pose without the chair, same thing. I've got to move my chair a little bit forward before. Okay. And this supported crescent, because we're sitting kind of on this chair, we get that nice automatic little back extension and bend there as well. Let's take our right hand down to the right side of the seat of the chair and let's reach this over. Oh, such a good stretch. Breathe this here. Strong legs, strong torso, strong arms. Good. And then let's go ahead and windmill this. So taking your hands either to both hips or that front hand's going to go to that thigh. Whatever feels best for you. Whatever's working for you. Back heel is lifted. Breathe. Very nice. Good, bringing this to center. And let's go ahead and take our leg, right leg, give our right leg the seat of the chair. Let's take our left leg off to the side. And we've got this nice goalpost arms, this gate pose. Feels so good. Let's take our right hand down again to the right side of the seat of the chair. And let's reach over and breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Good, let's windmill this arm down. And we want that hand, that arm, with the resting arm, either on our quadricep, on our hamstring, or if you're really flexible, your hand is on your calf, whatever, not on your knee. We just don't want it on the knee. Or if you're having some flexibility issues today, maybe your hand's on your hip. So again, listen to your body wherever it's going to go today. Oh, that is a good stretch. Very nice. All right, let's go ahead and turn this into that pigeon. Supported pigeon here, back leg lengthened, heel is lifted. We've got this wonderful front hip stretch, that hip flexor stretch right there. Reach up through this and we're going to do our forward fold, whatever that looks like for you. Your forward fold might be on your hands. It might be down lower on your elbows, or you might be able to fold all the way over. I like to use a block because all the way over, I just can't get there. So the block is really, really nice support here. You can also be using like an empty box or a shorter bench, whatever you have that is helpful, that is supportive, that allows you to do the poses, but still be strong and engage your muscles. Very nice. We are breathing this here. And let's lengthen back up through this. Reach up through those arms. Lengthen the leg. Very nice. And then release that. Good. Let's take our right leg off to the side. And we're finding our warrior 2 legs, our proud warrior legs. That means that back leg, just like we were to do proud warrior without the chair, that means our toes are pointed inward. We've got that ankle mobility working here. Let's lengthen through our arms, strong torso, strong chest, strong legs. Breathe it here, inhale. And exhale it out. Let's drop that back arm. Right palm up, peaceful warrior. It's a good stretch and breathe. Some of these stretches, yeah, it feels, you're like, I need to hold my breath. No, keep breathing. Maybe you have to talk yourself through it. Maybe you've got to do a little conversation. You have to say your own name, talk yourself through it, but you can do it. Let's take it into side angle pose. Bring our other arm over that bicep, resting right there on that forehead or close to the forehead. We're trying not to put a lot of weight into that right arm. We're trying to make those legs still do a lot of work here. Breathe. And let's go ahead and bring this back up, lengthen through that, and then release that. Good. All right, let's take it over to the other side. So we start off with that supported crescent. Back heel is lifted. So right leg, lengthened, straightened, but heel is lifted. Front knee is bent. Let's reach up through this. Reaching, reaching, and lengthening. Very nice. And breathing. Let's go ahead and drop that left hand to the left side of the seat of the chair. Let's reach this over. Reach and lengthen and breathe. And then let's kind of windmill those arms so that either both hands are on your waist or that front hand is on the thigh. Whatever working for you. And whatever you did on the other side. So try and balance that out. Breathe it here. Good, bring this back to center. Let's take our left leg. Give our left leg the seat of the chair. Take our right leg off to the side and you can have that ankle foot neutral. Reach up through this in this gate pose. This side always, my outer hip always cramps on this side, but not today. Today it's my inner thigh. And breathe. Good. Let's go ahead and take that left hand back down to the left side of the seat of the chair. Let's reach this over. Reach, reach. Good, and we're gonna windmill this again, but remember, we don't want that hand on the knee. We want it either on the hamstring or on the thigh, or again, if you're super flexible, your hand's on your calf. But just not on that knee joint. We don't want any pressure there. Breathe. And then release that. Let's turn this pigeon, modified supported pigeon. Back heel is lifted. Reach up through those arms. Breathe. Good, and let's forward fold it here. So either on hands, on elbows, or all the way down. All the way forward. Breathe, breathe. Very nice. Let's reach back up through this again. Oh yeah. That nice lengthening here. Good. And then release that. Let's take this into our warrior on this other side. So finding our nice warrior 2 legs, strong warrior legs. Let's open those arms. And remember that back foot, just like we would do it if we didn't have the chair, that toe is inward. This is protecting our joints, like doing that. And it's also good for that ankle mobility. Strong, proud warrior. Breathe it. Drop that back arm, palm up. Peaceful warrior here, reach. And breathe. And then let's go ahead and take this down into that side angle pose. Bringing that over, lengthening and breathing it here. Up, lengthen through that. Breathe. Nice, strong, proud warrior, warrior two. And then release that. Good. Let's bring ourselves forward, grab those blocks. We've got our nice wide legs. Take our blocks to the inside of our feet. Let's go ahead and take our right hand to that right block. Let's open this up. Wide legs, spinal twist. So good. Breathe. And let's inhale and sweep this up. Let's drop that left hand down. Open this up and breathe. And open this up. And then release that. Good, let's bring those legs together. Put those blocks right in front of you because we're gonna go into our standing forward fold. Now. Go. All right, so let's inhale and sweep those arms up. We're at the center or the front of our chair. Dive this down and over. Let's inhale, lengthen here. So get into that nice lengthened spine, lengthened arms. Release that down. Plant our feet into the floor. Plant your hands into your blocks. Let's lift our glutes up off of the chair. Take those glutes, and lift that up. And lengthen through those legs. Such a good stretch for glutes, hamstrings, calves. Hands are right there on those blocks. Let's do that flat back again. Inhale, flat back, look forward so we're in a nice table. Exhale and release. Take a seat back in that chair. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Good, planting our feet, lifting our glutes up off the chair. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Take a seat back in that chair. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Lift our glutes up off of the chair. Nice standing forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look forward, tabletop. Exhale and release. Let's keep our legs nice and straight and long here. Planted into the floor. Let's do that tabletop again. Inhale, flatten back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up so that we're nice and tall. Tall mountain. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, tall mountain. Sweep this up. Let's cactus this back. Exhale, cactus those arms. Good. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep those arms up. Exhale, cactus those arms back. Inhale and lift this up. Let's release our arms to our sides just for a moment. Let's take our legs wide. So now we are in a wide stand. We're going to do a standing forward fold. Wide legs. And our toes, because we're not super wide yet, our toes can be to the front. It's fine. Let's inhale and sweep this up. Dive this down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Good. Exhale, release. Inhale and sweep those arms up. Cactus our arms back. Exhale. Good. Inhale, lift this up. Exhale, dive this down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Good. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale, cactus those arms back. Keep our cactus arms. So we're imagining our shoulder blades are touching. We're gonna keep these arms here. Let's take our feet a little bit wider so you can heel toe, and our toes are now pointed out. We did this last week too. We did the Christmas 5-pointed star. We're turning this into that star. Right now we're like a half star, half cactus. Now let's lengthen up through our arms. Now we're a star right there. 5-pointed star into those plies. So we're going to take this down and then lift this up. So taking this down, elbows go right into our waist and then lifting this up. We're going to do 8 more of these. Take this down and extend. There's 8. Take this down and extend. There's 7. Take this down and extend. There's 6. Bring this down and extend. There's 5. Let's inhale it down and exhale, extend. There's 4. Inhale this down and exhale. There's 3. Inhale this down and exhale. There's 2. Inhale this down. We're going to hold this next extension. Hold this extension as you've exhaled. Very nice. Keeping our arms up. Take our toes to the front and then bring our toes inward. So now our toes are inwards because now we are going to protect our knee joints because we're going to take ourselves into a forward fold. And those toes pointing inwards can be very helpful with that. Let's dive this down and over. Very nice. Hands are right there on those blocks or on the floor. Whatever feels best for you. Toes are inwards. Let's inhale, flat back, look forward. So wide-legged, super wide leg. Forward fold with a flat back. So tabletops feels very good. And then release that down. Good. Relax that here for just a moment. Let's inhale, flat back, look forward again. And exhale and release. So good for those legs. One more time. Inhale, flat back, look forward. And exhale, release. Good. Take our hands right there to our hip crease. Slowly with that head as we bring ourselves up. Very nice. Good. All right, let's bring that chair over to one side. Grab what we need for our inversion, for our modified shoulder stand. So grabbing your blocks or a block, one block, and then grabbing what you need for final relaxation. Also grab a strap. Not sure if we're going to use it, but have it close so that if you need to grab it, you can grab it. So your strap or belt, whatever you use, and then whatever you use for final relaxation. Let's take ourselves down onto the floor, scoot ourselves super duper close to our chair or to the wall. If you're using a wall, if your legs are going to be supported the whole time. Otherwise, we've got our legs up onto the chair. And our glutes nice and close to the chair. Let's take that block or stack of books or stiff pillows. And let's go ahead and place that underneath our sacrum for support. I'm not quite sure how to help you with that. For when we lift our legs up. Don't know what she thought I was asking. But all right, so our sacrum is right underneath or on top of that block. That feels good. Just that pressure put right there. And then let's go ahead and lift our legs to the sky. Or you're supported by the wall, but those legs are still in the air. They're still lifted. We're still working on that inversion, meaning that our legs are above our head. They're above our heart, going opposite of that normal circulation. And let's go ahead and go into dead bug. So back is trying to flatten our shoulder blades, scapula, into the floor, but our arms are lifted. Our fingers are lifted towards the feet. Make a point and flex those feet. Maybe you're like, you have super long arms and you can be like touching your toes for really good flexibility. You don't have to. It's like, what if somebody had really long arms and they could do that? Maybe that's you. All right, we're lengthening here. Our scapula is still flattening into the floor. Arm is lifted. Arms, both arms, not just one. Arms are lifted, but legs are staying in the air. And you could be pointing and flexing those feet. Legs can be out. Feet can be together, however you feel best in this immersion. But keeping our legs lifted, now let's go ahead and open our arms up off to the side with our palms facing up. Our shoulders are rotating open. Yeah, chest is open to the sky. Heart is open to the possibilities of the sky. We're pointing and flexing. I didn't want to be like, heart is open to the universe. I'm just thinking more of like the sky, even though it's cloudy out right now. Okay, we've got those legs still lifted, breathing it here. Let's go ahead and release one leg, release the other leg. Let's take our right ankle, place it onto our left thigh. Right hand to that inner thigh, press that away, breathe. Release that, good. Take our left ankle to that right thigh, press that left inner thigh away and breathe. Good, and release that, very nice. Let's go ahead and take that block out from underneath our sacrum, out from underneath our back. You can push that chair away. And let's grab whatever you use for our final relaxation, because that's where we're going. So if you have an eye pillow, then go ahead and grab that. Regular pillows, blankets, whatever feel cozy, best for you in this relaxation. This is your time. So we're gonna reach our arms towards one end of the room, reach our legs, our feet towards the other end of the room. If you've got the eye pillow over your eyes, you're enjoying the heaviness of that, the darkness of that. It will always feel so good. Reaching through that, reaching through the fingers, reaching through the toes, maybe imagining that you're adding a few inches to your height here. Let's inhale it deeply. And as we exhale, allow ourselves to sink, to settle. Let those feet fall open. Arms are open. Face is relaxed. Eyes, eyeballs sinking to the back of your skull. Relax your face, relax and release your jaw. Oh, yeah. Maybe do a body scan, a mental body scan. And if you're finding that you're clenching anywhere or tight anywhere, or there's soreness or there's pain, or maybe you've got a lot of stuff going on in your brain, maybe you're having a hard time slowing down, maybe there's some anxiety going on. Allow your breath to become an ocean breath, where that exhale sounds like an ocean wave. That can be very soothing and calming, just slowing that breathing down. Very helpful for that nervous system. Very helpful in relaxing and releasing any tension. Still relaxing. Let's go ahead and bend at our knees and tuck our tailbone under if that's possible for you. Sometimes that's not. Just trying to flatten that back against the floor. But if that's not comfortable or possible for you, then don't worry about it. She's got those knees bent. Let's drop both of our knees over to our most comfortable side. Take ourselves onto our side and find that breath here. A couple of breaths right here in this very primal pose. And nice and slowly, let's begin to bring ourselves up. Taking your time, bring yourself up into a seated position that feels supportive, strong for you. Let's lengthen up through that spine. Crown of the head is lifting. Oh, good. Let's inhale and sweep this up. Bring our palms together and exhale, eyes following our fingers. Take our chin to chest. Lift that head center. Take our fingers to forehead. As we leave today, let us think thoughts of truth. Take our fingers to our lips. As we leave today and speak with others, let us speak words of love. Take our hands to our hearts. As we leave today, let our lives be a light of truth and a light of love, having hearts of compassion and mercy, knowing that we have not been given a spirit of fear, but the spirit of love and a sound and peaceful mind. Let's inhale it deeply and exhale. Maybe a big cleansing inhale and a big cleansing exhale. Oh, that was good. Thank you for joining for the practice today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a safe New Year's Eve. We'll see you in 2025. All right. Let's see.